What's up, guys? What's I'm a little bit rusty at this. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Or if it's your first time to my channel, welcome. Back with you today with some more movie content. It's been a couple years now since I shared my full movie collection. It's in the one that I did. And that was on my other channel. That's not on this channel. This channel is brand new, and I'm shaking the table. This is a brand new channel that I've made that's just strictly for movies, hauls. Eventually, I would like to get into talking about movies, reviewing movies, maybe doing some lists and stuff like that would be fun. Because I really do enjoy chatting about movies, especially horror movies. That's my absolute favorite. Now I feel like I'm too low in the seat. Let me come back this way. Maybe move this out just a bit. So, if you're new to the channel, you're new to my weird self, you don't know that I don't keep cases. I don't keep the cases movies come in unless it's unless it's like a steel book, or I really like the art on it, or if it's some sort of like limited edition or something like that. There's some sort of, something special about it. I don't keep the cases. It's something I started way back when I was probably in my early 20s. I would just keep all my movies, just the discs, in a CD binder. It was easy. I moved around a lot. It was just easier to, to do that. My cat's rubbing on the table here, shaking the camera. One of my cats. I have two cats. Stop, Bubba. But I moved around a lot when I was younger, so that was the easiest way, not having to like box up the movies and everything like that, and carrying a bunch of movies around like that, So I just continue doing that, and so one of my newest videos, I show the chests that I keep the movies in. They're in sleeves like this, and they go in there and they hang by these things, and that's how I store my movies, for most of them anyway. But anyway, it's been a couple years since I have shared my movies, so I thought it would be a good time, especially since this is new, this channel is new and everything like that, that I would do that. I would take the time to share my movie collection. This is going to be over a course of a couple videos, because I need to eventually sit down and count how many movies I have. But I just haven't done that. The chests that I use, I think holds 1,000, and I have 2 of those, but I think I have a lot more in there than what's technically like you're supposed to keep in there. I'm not really sure. Eventually I need to sit down and count how many, at least individual movies that I have, not necessarily discs, but because some movies have multiple discs to it, and not really count like bonus features and stuff like that. But I have, let's see, I don't know how many I'm going to get through in this, but I do have A through D right here. I'm not really sure how far I'm going to get into. Excuse me, I have the numbers through D. And like I said, I'm not sure how far I'm going to get into this. And hopefully you can... the only thing about doing this is like you don't have the cases, so people may not know what movie you're talking about. So that's kind of unfortunate. That's the downside to doing it like this. But the first movie we've got here is 8mm. No disc art whatsoever on this one. Some of them, like with this, since it's not there, it's very, very small around here what the movie is. So I do have some labeled. Eventually I would like to have them all labeled, because it is a lot easier to flip through and just see that. But 8mm, starring Nicolas Cage, Very, very good movie. I just recently picked this up from Goodwill. Nicolas Cage. I'm trying to remember who else is in that. Damn, I think Joaquin Phoenix has got a small role in that as well. Very, very good movie. Dark movie. It's one that people don't talk about a whole lot because of the subject matter. But a very, very good movie if you're ever able to find it. I don't know if it's available on streaming or anything like that, but it's a damn good movie. Not one that I've seen too many times, but I do really enjoy it, and I'm glad that I was able to find it at Goodwill for $1.25. I'm sure I'll get my money's worth out of it, even if I only ever watch it one more time. Then we've got 10 Cloverfield Lane. I really ought to put this one with Cloverfield, just so that they're, because it is a sequel. Very, very good movie there. John Goodman, that was the first time I really saw him in that kind of role. Other than like in Brother Where Art Thou, where he was sort of a villain or pseudo villain. I mean, he was kind of an asshole in that movie, or like was an asshole in that movie. So, but 10 Cloverfield Lane's really the one of the first that I really saw him kind of go into that more serious, dramatic, dark kind of character. Next up, we've got a dual disc. It's 13 going on 30 and Catch and Release. I've never actually watched Catch and Release. I believe that is Kevin Costner in that one. Diane Lane, maybe? I think Jennifer Garner's also in that too as well. That's why it's a dual disc with, could be wrong, but I think that's why it's a dual disc with 13 going on 30. But I bought this, I think I got it for maybe $5 or something like that. I mainly got it for 13 going on 30. I really enjoy that movie. Jennifer Garner, Mark Ruffalo, where she's 13. She makes the wish on her 13th birthday. She wants to be 30, flirty, and fun. And she wakes up the next day and she is 30. And her life is drastically different and stuff. So, very good movie. Next up is 21. I've never actually watched this movie. I can't remember his name, but it's the lead guy from Across the Universe. Jim Sturgis, I believe, is in this movie, and I think it's about. Isn't this the one with? It's maybe the one with Kevin Spacey and the Counting Cards movie, I believe. Really need to watch this. I've had this for a long, long time. Always wanted to watch it, just haven't done so. Maybe I'll do that tonight. I do have a lot of movies. Let's divert just a little bit. Fun fact about me, growing up, I worked at all the major movie rental stores, and I don't know how old my audience is. I could have some youngins watching this video maybe that don't know, maybe just heard about video rental stores long before we had streaming and everything like that. You went to a store, you picked up, you rented a copy of a VHS at one point, and then DVD, and you took it home and you watched it, and then when 1 to 3 days, or later on they spread it out to a week. You could keep the older movies for like a week. You had to return it, or you would get a late fee. Just kind of like a library book, basically. Are libraries still a thing anymore? Do people still use libraries with the internet going on? I sound old. I sound old as hell. But anyway, I worked at all the major movie rental stores: Hollywood Video, Blockbuster, and then finally Movie Gallery. I also worked at a couple of movie theaters too as well. And the movie rental stores was probably my absolute favorite place to work, or sort of that was my favorite job. Looking back, it's like I hated them at the time, but now I have to say, it's like, being able to talk about movies all day was really fun. That was definitely a perk of the job, and people would come in and ask you what your to recommend certain movies and stuff. What do you recommend me renting, and you just got to talk about movies and games too later on. So it's like that was probably some of my favorite jobs. At least looking back at the time, they sucked because retail just sucks no matter what you're doing, what you're selling. But anyway, I got a lot of movies either for free or for dirt cheap because the Blockbuster I worked at eventually went out of business. Went out of business. It's like I got some really good deals when I worked at Hollywood Video. That was my first job. I was like, I don't know, 18. And then eventually Movie Gallery. Movie Gallery did for sure go out of business while I was working there, and got a bunch of movies when that closed. So I've got a lot of movies, not a lot of movies, but I've got some movies in my collection that I've never actually watched that I need to eventually get to. So anyway, sorry, let's get back into what this video is about, but kind of had to just divert there for a minute, just kind of explain, give a little backstory. All right, next up, I'm sorry, you can probably hear my cat using the litter box in the background there. Apologize for that. They do not know how to use a litter box properly. They just go in there and just dig, and then they still don't cover, their poop up. Anyway, next up we've got 21 and over. I saw this one time. It's like, this is one of the ones I think I got a Dollar Tree, $1.25. So, and that's a DVD. So far, these are all DVDs. I'll try to remember to clarify what's DVD, what's Blu-ray. I have mostly I have DVD. I do have quite a few Blu-ray at this point. I have very few 4K at this point. Next up, have a new movie coming out soon, but we've got a DVD of 28 Days Later, and then we've also got the DVD of 28 Weeks Later. Eventually I need to upgrade the 28 Weeks Later because you see there full screen. Man, full screen now is awful. I have very few full screen versions. I mean, that's how old some of these DVDs are, that they're full screen, but I very few. But trying to watch full screen DVDs on widescreen TVs is such a pain. But yeah, 28 Days Later, fantastic movie. One of those that I did not enjoy the first time I saw it, but it grew on me, and it's one of my all-time favorite zombie movies now. And then 28 Weeks Later, not as good. I don't find it as good, or to me, it's not as good as 28 Days Later, but still pretty good. I'm excited about the new one. I hope it's good. It has the chance to be really good, but also at the same time, it has a chance to be really bad. I mean, it could go either way. It's like, for example, A Quiet Place. Absolutely loved the first one. Second one was extremely disappointing to me, and I hated it. Everybody was just annoying in that movie. The only saving grace was Cillian Murphy, in my opinion, and his character really didn't do a whole lot. And then Day One was very good. I really enjoyed that one. I know that there's a lot of people who don't or didn't, but I really enjoyed that one. So I feel like, with 28, the 28, the new 28, what is 28 years later, with this new one, I want it to be good. I hope it's good. That's all I'm trying to say. Is like, hope it's good. I'm trying to think positively. I'm trying to just wait and see it before I, judge too harshly. Anyway, next up, we got 20. We got 20. I can't count, guys. We got 30 Days of Night, fantastic movie, one of my top vampire movies right there. 30 Days of Night. Then we've got 40 Days and 40 Nights with Josh Hartnett. Kind of a rom-com type movie. This is kind of one of my guilty pleasures. This is one that would come on pretty regularly, like maybe like once or twice a month on Comedy Central late at night. Really enjoy that movie a lot. Then we've got 40-Year-Old Virgin. I've got the unrated version, or Virgin. I've got the unrated version of the Virgin. There again, we're still on DVDs. First Blu-ray of the collection here, 47 Meters Down. This one got from, you can see there with the, since it's in another language, got this from Dollar Tree. $1.25 for a Blu-ray is a damn great deal. I really enjoy this movie a lot. I thought it was very good. The sequel, however, I got 30 minutes into and I had to shut it off. But I do really enjoy the first one. And then next up, love this movie so much. We've got 1408, starring John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson. I believe it's based on Stephen King. You know what? I could be wrong. I could be thinking about something else. But is that Stephen King? If so, I need to look that up, because if not, this needs to go into the S's with my other Stephen King based movies. Since I have quite a bit of them, I have them all together. But I have this is because I think this is the first one that I bought, 1408. And then I also got like the special collector's edition that I found at Goodwill that still had all the goodies with it. That's got a double disc, and I'm gonna keep both of them because they've got even if they have the exact same thing in them or on the discs, still got different disc art. So I'm keeping both of them. Then we've got speaking of John Cusack, we got 2012. This one here, know a lot of people hate this movie. I love this movie a lot. It's, you have to suspend your disbelief with this movie and, what it's about and the whole, biblical end of the world kind of thing anyway. So for me, it's like you turn your brain off and you just enjoy a disaster movie. And it's got John Cusack in it, which I really enjoy. John Cusack, I'm a sucker for him. I'll see. I've literally watched movies just because he was in it, and the premise interested me as well. But because of John Cusack, that pulled me in. And then last for the numbers, we have 2001 Maniacs. This one here, I don't hear a lot of people talk about this. I love this movie so much. It's got Robert Englund. It's got Lin Shaye. It is more of a horror comedy, but it's got a lot of good kills. It's got some gore in there. It's got a lot of sexual content in it as well. So it's not for the kiddies, but it's a very good movie. The sequel, however, don't waste your time. Sequel is awful. But that one, however, is fantastic. This is one of the ones that I ended up getting, I believe, from Movie Gallery when they closed, because I kept seeing it because I think Robert Englund is on the cover, and one of my all-time favorite horror movie and series is A Nightmare on Elm Street, because Freddy Krueger is my all-time favorite horror killer. So seeing Robert Englund on the cover made me want to see it. And so when the store closed, I ended up picking it up and giving it a watch, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Alright guys, I'm not sure how long this first video is. I had to cut a couple times because my cats were aggravating me. They were fighting. They were making a bunch of racket, so I had to cut a couple times during this filming this first bit. So I'm not sure how long this is, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. I wanted to get through the numbers and the A's, but I get into talking about the movies and get to talking about my opinions on the movies, so it's like this may take a little bit longer than, anticipate. However, I'm enjoying it so far. Hopefully you are as well. We only got through the numbered movies in this one. Hopefully in the next one we'll make our way through a couple more, letters, and hopefully in the next one we'll make it a little bit further into it than we did in this one, but who knows? Things happen. But that's going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And please join me back again for the next part of this series of going through my movie collection. Until next time, stay awesome and keep collecting.